Welcome to another episode of San Diego Prep Insider. This is one that I am particularly stoked about it. You know, I make no bones about it. I don't take any effort whatsoever to hide my biases towards my alma mater. I like that we win in a lot of sports. We're an open division water polo school. We're CIF champions recently in football. Our lacrosse is pretty, we're good at a lot of things. But it's always nice when it's the football program that's having a good year. And this year it's been particularly good outside of a 2-week span that we don't talk about and we will not address having happened in this episode. We'll just pretend like it was whatever. La Jolla Vikings are here. Let's go left to right and introduce ourselves. You guys are league champs. You are on a bye week right now in the playoffs. So this maybe is as zen and good mood as you can ever get a football team at the point we are 12 weeks into the season. So, Coach, starting with you, let's introduce, I usually go name, grade, and position, but for coaches, either what grade you would be in at this point or just how many years you have been there.
Yeah, Tyler Roach, head coach. This is my 7th year as the head coach and 10 years total in the program.
Hank Hansen, 11th grade receiver.
Jet Thomas, junior O-line.
Aiden McGill, running back, junior.
Carson Deal, sophomore, wide receiver and safety.
Jackson Deal, senior, I play quarterback.
And just to drive point, a younger brother, older brother. Yes, just so everybody heard that correctly. That is a combination that happens. 4 touchdowns all season long so far. All right. 8-2, like I said, on a bye week. If you guys had to give yourselves a grade like 0 to 100, how are we feeling at this point in the season? I'm assuming it's going to be pretty high. Like, are we giving ourselves an A-, B+, or is there a ton of work still left to do?
I'd say around like a A to A+. I think that we're taking advantage of the bye week, and like we're taking advantage of it, and we're ready to make a run in playoffs.
Anybody else? In the bye week so far, you have had the Tangle in the Tank. I think that's a pretty fun thing. What is that experience like for you guys? Coach, you want to explain what that is?
Yeah, so Tangle in the Tank is an annual event we do with our water polo team. We play a water polo game to raise money and awareness for breast cancer. It's a big thing on campus. Coach Atwell, our longtime water polo coach, has been impacted by breast cancer directly in his family with his wife and some significant others. So he does a lot on campus raising cancer awareness. So we've put on this event. I think it was about the 10th year or so this year we've done it. We get a few generous favors from the water polo team to try to offset some things, but
every one of your goals is 7 points.
It counts 7 points for every goal we score.
Everyone they score is just one. But it's equal numbers of players, right?
No.
Numbers of players.
Yeah, we get 11 guys, just like a football game. They play with their normal 7, I think. I don't even know
how many of you guys were actually in the tank for this situation.
Yeah, I was goalie. I kept it strap in there. They could probably use me on the team, to be honest, but I'm just keeping it like that.
So
get out of here.
As a lineman, you play one of the more physical, turbulent type positions in football.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Lineman versus being within 2 meters of a goalie cage in water polo, they feel like the same kind of like hand-to-hand craziness in combat. Do you feel like, I know you're saying like, hey, like the team could use me right now. Are you feeling like you guys could hang as a water polo team if we just took the La Jolla?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not.
We would get dead last for sure.
We were good until they started doing backward shots and raising guys on their shoulders. And
you're saying you guys were doing this, or the water?
No. The water. But we did win though. So
hey, that's what I like to hear.
What was it? 28-21. So nice. We scored 4 goals and they scored 21, but scoreboard said we won, so we'll take it.
You know what? A technical win is a TKO is a TKO.
It was really the coaching adjustments, I must say. We made a few halftime adjustments.
You versus Atwell is becoming a savvy back and forth.
We were eyeing each other across the pool banks.
Can you outbench him?
Absolutely not. There's nothing I can do better than Atwell. That's for sure. I'll go on record as saying that.
I will join that.
And I'm not going to challenge him at all.
Going on record. Yeah. One of the old configuration of the weight room, well before you guys ever got there, it was just a dingy, awful basement type of room and a dungeon. And there was a bench that was kind of like, from where you walked in, you couldn't see who was in there. It was just kind of around the corner, but there was someone benching. And there was somebody over there I'd never forget this. You heard so much weight that you're like, for sure that guy is just not even doing it right, or like there's just something goofy going on over there. Turn to look, and it is Atwell bench pressing so much weight the bar is bending, but he's doing it with the like he's holding his legs out and like scissor kicking while doing the bench press. And I'm like, who is that guy? They're like, oh, that's the water polo coach. I'm like, nope, no part of that sport. That man is insane. Okay, so 8-2. You guys have some early struggles after the El Cap and Rancho Bernardo, but then electric, lights out since then. What happened? Was it just something about that second loss? Was it just getting healthy at the right time? Like something had to have clicked and something has to have been working. Like what's been the secret sauce for you guys so far in this crazy stretch you've had?
I personally, I think it's been practice. This whole week we've kind of, not just this week, but the past couple of weeks that we've won so far, is that we've had a great week of practice, offense and defense, and the coaches really try to hold us to that standard every week, really. So,
what was it like winning the shoe and getting that back from Point Loma? Because that's not necessarily a league rivalry like it always traditionally had been forever, but that's still something important between the two schools.
Yeah, I mean, that felt really good as a team, and personally, I had one of my more poor games in that game last year, so it felt really good to get that one back this year, personally and as a team.
The bounce back, the official phrase of that has you mentioned that loss last year. A lot of times teams will come in here saying, hey, we really got together over X, Y, or Z loss, or something happened in the off season that motivated us, that carried over, that was our big focus, that was our chip on the shoulder. The way, I don't know, what has it been? What has it been this year for you guys? You mentioned the focus at the game or at practice, the hard weeks of work for you guys. What has been this big motivator this year to succeed on this level?
I think it's just been like working and not worrying about what anybody's saying about us, just putting in the work and keeping our heads down and staying motivated and keeping the chip on our shoulder going into the season.
For you guys, go ahead.
I think it's just like we're like so close as a group, and we have so much depth at every position. At receivers, we have like 8 people getting the ball every game, so it's kind of like knowing that you have people behind you that are going to do the work just as well as you are.
Is that a tedious thing to get to, having to complete it to 8 different guys when all you want to do is run the ball for 400 yards? Like, do you forcibly have to? Does coach have to be like, hey, share?
No, I say I try to spread the ball out best I can, but I like to get mine when I can too. So.
Awfully modest and humble, Coach. At the beginning of the season, you guys started calling him Vanilla Vic. That was going around. That has to be something that, like, is that the dream scenario as a coach, having a guy that ultimately can tuck it and run, or is that the nightmare scenario because you're constantly being like, please don't get hurt, please don't get hurt, please don't get hurt?
Combination of both, no doubt. We talk a lot about it, right? Obviously, you got to let him play, keep the the handcuffs off because that's his game. But he's heard me once or twice yell, "Get down, slide, get out of bounds," for sure.
Have we thought about doing the fake slide? Have you seen the Kenny Pickett, the fake slide? Is that potentially in the arsenal now in the playoffs?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Don't get in his head.
Don't get in his head. Deal. For you guys, league champs also is a really big thing this year. You're wearing the shirts, Eastern League champs. What was that experience like for you guys?
I can start while they figure out the mic. It's always kind of one of those first goals you set as a team, right? It starts there. Winning your first game is always the big first goal, and then trying to achieve a league title. We've set a standard in our program that's a realistic thing, but it takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication and focus. So it was a big deal this year, especially when the cards are kind of stacked against you. No one's really picking you. You're not the favorite. And I think this team's kind of embraced that underdog mentality, added a little chip to the shoulder. And so when we, got a couple of those first early league wins were some big games, and then to kind of keep the momentum rolling to secure the league title after was a big deal. Something we will celebrate, but we've definitely turned the page from that and on to bigger and better things now.
I think that we had that goal coming in the season, and then off of the 2 losses, then we had Mission Bay, and then a bye week, and then our homecoming schedule was Mira Mesa, and then that was a big game because we lost last year them in like a close one in the end because of a fumble, And then Point Loma, the next game, coaches knew going in that it was going to be a tough game, and we were going to have to fight hard, especially on defense too, because they run the ball. So I knew I wasn't going to have any opportunities at safety, but our defense ended up doing pretty good in that game and forced a bunch of turnovers, and then offense was rolling in the second half and got through that, and then we just rolled through the next few games to win league.
So are we at the point where you guys feel like you have been tested on both, offense and defense? Everybody's battle hardened and ready for the playoffs? Or is there one getting a little bit more focus than the other in the bye week right now?
No, I think we've been pretty balanced. We've played some really, really good defense in stretches. We played some really, really good offense in stretches. Our special teams has been sound, but anytime, especially from the coach perspective, right, there's always things to improve on, to clean up. We kind of said this week with the added, bye week, really an opportunity to focus on us. We don't know who will play. Obviously, we know it'll be one of two opponents, so we've taken some time to look at them, but really kind of look inward at ourselves, clean some things up that we know we need to focus on in order to kind of go and make a playoff run.
It's kind of a crazy bracket this year. Division 2 seems pretty healthy.
It is definitely top to bottom one of the more competitive divisions I recall seeing. Obviously you get the open, but
1 and 2 all the way straight through this year actually is good.
I think we've finally gotten it right. I know there's some teams that maybe on the outside looking in. There's a couple funky scenarios, but this year I think it's taken a few years for things to kind of level out with the way teams move up and down and such. But this year, if you look at, I think all the matchups, top to bottom, especially as you said, open 1 and 2, I think we finally got it right for sure.
I'm assuming that you guys would just give me nothing but cliches and or say that you don't want to put out poster board, bulletin board material if I'm saying who do you want in the next round. But ultimately, maybe can I ask, do you want another shot at Rancho Bernardo? Is that can we say hypothetically that would be one that you were looking forward to, or do you want Bishops again? It seems like no matter what, you get another crack at somebody potentially down the road. Is that Bishops La Jolla? Is that a fun one? Is that another?
It's a short ride for both of us.
Turn out nicely for that. Yeah, is that the ultimate ideal?
Convenient one for sure.
The ultimate convenience, which it's crazy. You just talk about the health of Division 2, that they stay in Division 2 every single year, despite being as small of a school as they are. Okay, so for you guys, we have what? Mostly, we have all juniors and seniors here? Sophomore. So who are some of the people that have balled out in this second half of the stretch of the year that maybe people need to know about a little bit more? Because, not everybody, like you said, you got to dish the ball around a lot, but sometimes someone has gotten 1 or 2 receptions or 1 or 2 tackles or 1 or 2 whatever, and they're a little bit ahead of schedule. Now they're going to be soaking up some playoff experience.
I'll take one. Alex Figueredo on the defensive side. He stepped up after someone got injured and just been playing really good defense ever since.
I think Jack Long, one of our DNs, has been really good. He's always been consistent with his gap assignments. He's been really good this year.
A sophomore linebacker, Charlie Martin, stepped up big when we got some injuries, so I'm really proud of him too.
I'm going to go with freshman Andre McLeish Walker. He's stepped up after one of our corners went down out because of his shoulder, so he's been battling through that first year on varsity.
What's been on?
I was just going to say,
Shout yourself out?
No. Wyatt Bosnowski, he's like a tone setter on defense, big hitter, and just blows up a bunch of plays, a bunch of tackles for loss.
You talk about tone setter. What's been the tone of the music this year? What have you guys been listening to? What's been on the playlist before games? Is there a good luck song? Are you guys a superstitious bunch before games? I see a couple smiles. What's on the pregame playlist?
Not just pregame, but in weight room, we always finish to Juju on that beat for a cleanup.
How did we arrive at that? Because of an ironic choice? Yeah.
I don't know, they just put it out there. They wanted it that bad to dance to it. Carolina can speak on that.
Yeah, me and 2 of our other teammates, C-Bro and Dre, we kind of just danced to that. That's just a song that, I don't know, we just
Do you have enough room right here to perform said dance for us?
Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, it's good.
Song right now if you need to.
Can we get this? You guys have one of the better video departments in San Diego. Can we get video of said dancing available at some point next week? Maybe it makes it. Maybe if should you guys win a championship, the dancing can be made public or something like that. That can be the deal. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it, or either that, or we will just if you lose in the playoffs, we'll just wait 1 year and we'll use it as a throwback.
If we win, we'll put it out there.
Deal.
I'll give you guys that.
Okay, deal. You have that recorded. Okay, so his dancing. Are we at the level that like the teams just gets around it, or paint the picture for me in the weight room at least when?
So it's. I mean, it really depends. Everybody was like will be racking up the weight, so no one's really like paying attention. But there'll be certain people like watching, videotaping us, and then we'll just like choose you on the beat.
You just start hitting it, and it gets everyone. It just so not really a whole team thing.
No, it's really a us team.
Just
thing.
an us team thing. Just people that are over in said corner of the weight room. Nice, I like it. You got to have your own style. All right, for the seniors. That is you, just you. Yes. Okay. I always like to end with, and I know this is a loaded question, but for you guys, for you as a senior class, what do you want to leave behind as a legacy or an impact or a lasting legacy on this program?
I think that just like going into this season, our team know that we didn't have any like the bigger names like we've had in the past, but I think to just like if you really dedicate it to like starting your workouts in January all the way to when the season starts in August, I think that if you really get a group of guys that can dedicate to that you're gonna have success in the season. I think that if like speaking for our senior class, like if we can leave that impact on the underclassmen, I think that we'd all be really happy.
Coach, last word then to you. Mission success so far, or just halfway there?
Yeah, I think the honest answer, right? Obviously, we're not where we want to be. We're excited, celebrating it, enjoying it. We got our shirts made, but like I told the boys, the shirt's not the ultimate goal, right? So the job's not done, job's not finished. We'll celebrate all of that, once the season wraps up. But right now, we're locked in and laser focused with one thing on our mind for sure.
And kind enough to come here and spend a little bit of time with us while you were in the middle of getting some rest on this week. As a reminder, I'm shameless about it. I love it. I went to La Jolla, so go La Jolla. Any chance I can get you guys on here? Oh, wait, can I ask one other thing before we get out of here? Tommy Morris's game pants. Ridiculous look, or is he confident enough to pull it off? We agree that that's not it, right? Or does anybody want to stand in defense of Tommy's look?
I mean, in his defense, the NFL is catching on, right? Coach
so
McDaniels
Mike McDaniels is copying Tommy,
that's the word on the street. Word's gotten out. His social media's got some new followers, and maybe it's a trend. We'll see.
No,
I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of like that special team coach drip,
It's just crazy enough to work if it's special teams,
100%.
but like if it was your offensive coordinator, you'd be like,
"Oh, I'm gonna tell him to take it off." But yeah,
perfect. Couldn't have asked for a better end of that show. Thank you guys, appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys next time.